The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing.
Socrates.
I think, therefore I am.
René Descartes.
It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. I have a dream.
Martin Luther King Jr.
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Socrates.
Let them eat cake.
Marie Antoinette.
Eureka.
Archimedes.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Martin Luther King Jr.
To be, or not to be, that is the question.
William Shakespeare.
Give me liberty, or give me death. Patrick Henry. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Julius Caesar.
The only way to do great work is to love what you do.
Steve Jobs.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Nelson Mandela.
All men are created equal.
Thomas Jefferson.
I have nothing to declare except my genius.
Oscar Wilde.
Cogito, ergo sum.
René Descartes.
I am the way and the truth and the life.
Jesus Christ.
I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Voltaire.
There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you.
Maya Angelou.
I have a cunning plan.
Baldric, Blackadder.
I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
Thomas Edison.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Thomas Jefferson.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Muhammad Ali.
The best way to predict the future is to create it.
Peter Drucker.
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
William Shakespeare.
I have a theory that Albert Einstein. I am not a crook.
Richard Nixon.
The important thing is not to stop questioning.
Albert Einstein.
Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
John F. Kennedy.
I have a report that Carl Sagan. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change.
Charles Darwin.
I came, I saw, I believed. Carl Sagan. The truth is rarely pure and never simple.
Oscar Wilde.
I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat.
Winston Churchill.
Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration.
Thomas Edison.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
Martin Luther King Jr.
To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence.
Mark Twain.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Nelson Mandela.
It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well.
René Descartes.
I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Bruce Lee.
Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans.
John Lennon.
The best revenge is massive success.
Frank Sinatra.
Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time.
Thomas Edison.
There is no such thing as a moral or an immoral book. Books are well written or badly written.
Oscar Wilde.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.
Nelson Mandela.
The only thing standing between you and your goal is the story you keep telling yourself.
Jordan Belfort.
Two things are infinite:
The universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. Albert Einstein.
Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions.
Dalai Lama.
The harder I work, the luckier I get.
Samuel Goldwyn.
I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination.
Albert Einstein.
If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else.
Booker T. Washington.
The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge.
Stephen Hawking.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky.
No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new.
Albert Einstein.
The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically.
Martin Luther King Jr.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become.
Buddha.
I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
Thomas Edison.
The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Believe you can and you're halfway there.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Albert Einstein.
Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success.
Albert Schweitzer.
A ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it is built for.
Albert Einstein.
Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear.
Mark Twain.
If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner.
Nelson Mandela.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. Sam Levinson. The greatest wealth is to live content with little.
Plato.
The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Winston Churchill.
In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Albert Einstein.
It always seems impossible until it's done.
Nelson Mandela.
Life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself.
George Bernard Shaw.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. Change your thoughts and you change your world.
Norman Vincent Peale.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Mark Twain.
It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude.
Oprah Winfrey.
I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse.
Florence Nightingale.
The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Helen Keller. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light.
Aristotle Onassis.
If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. Anonymous. The greatest teacher, failure is. Yoda, Star Wars. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
William Ernest Henley.